Now we should have sound. We better have sound. I got the audience. This is what I like when people listen. All right, sound. Are we live and direct? There we go. I'm sorry, everybody out there in Radio Land. And thank you guys for all letting me know. I got people. Paul came in. Yeah. We on fire. We on fire. Hey, all you need to know is we're down here at 2520 North 2nd Street. We'll work for recovery every day of the week and come down here and catch some meetings. If you're struggling, come on down tonight. I said this whole spiel at the beginning. You guys probably were trying to lip read. Although, I got a closed caption option. I should have just turned that on. I am sorry about that. Thank you guys, audience, everyone. Ricardo, Tom, Marty, Chase, Tommy, Frank, Abilene, all you guys. I appreciate you. Share this show. Let everyone know audio's back on, live and direct. Mike, I'm sorry about that. We went through a lot of information about you. Sorry, we went through some stuff with you, too. Are you guys comfortable kind of going over it again a little bit?
Yeah, I'll go over it again.
Mike, how'd you hear about the spot?
I went to treatment at Twin Town in St. Paul, Minneapolis. And then through that, I had to do outpatient. So
I'm going to teach you something real quick. You got to do outpatient.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to switch our verbiage from had to get to.
I got to do outpatient. And then through that, I went to A+ housing.
All right, now tell me if it pops back on.
It is.
Oh, your phone or me? All right, just send me a text. All right, bye-bye. Bye. Yeah, I'm sorry, audience. We keep losing this stuff. Has someone else got the show on their phone? Hey, can one of you guys pull the show on your phone?
Never done it. I don't know what that means.
What?
It means try to watch the show. Yeah. Find it on Facebook. We'll Work for Recovery's Facebook page.
I'm getting on. What do you want me to do?
Tell me if you can hear us.
On it. Yep.
You can hear me?
What do you know?
Loud and clear?
That's why.
Well, heck, guys. I don't know. This is frustrating. Mike.
Yeah.
Hey, Mike. How's it going?
All right.
I'll recap for you. Since the 7th of last month, you've been clean, and
Yes.
you've been clean for 13 months.
Yeah.
And why are you doing this?
For me and my girls.
What do you mean, like girlfriends? Or?
No, my daughters. I got 2 daughters, 7 and 8, Zion and Zoya. Yep.
I know that you're. I'm sorry, audience, because he did go into a lot of his story, but he did tell me he would come back on for a full guest in house and CPS. Like you're jumping all the hoops you can to have your daughters in your life, correct?
Yes,
Because you're
yes.
the only parent figure they have an option to, correct?
I've been the only one there their whole life.
So, what's the alternative?
Just not have them or have them.
Right.
So
I
can't,
know that's a
like-
corny question. I guess the better way of asking is like getting into recovery. Sound is back. Good. All right. Getting into recovery. Like, did the courts tell you? How did you find this path? I guess.
Well, I went through jail from 4 different states: Indiana, Chicago, Wisconsin, Minnesota, and going through those, my family never seen me like that, so they called CPS pretty much.
Oh, they
worried.
did?
Yeah, because I've had them their whole life. So
Okay.
when I started going to jail for drug cases and gun cases, they got worried.
Right. And it was for you and your kids. Like someone cared enough to do that.
Yeah.
So you got support with your family?
Yeah.
You burned some bridges on the way?
I never burned bridges. My family's just super greedy. So they went to call the CPS for the government assistance, and then
Because if they can get the kids, they can get the check.
right.
Okay.
And my mother had them. Love my mother.
Okay.
She's a great woman.
Okay.
But she's old school strict. And CPS came through, saw bruises on my kids, and my brother.
Oh,
Yep.
Mama gave him a good old school whooping.
Yeah.
She didn't beat your kids, but she gave
She
them a
gave them
whipping.
the old school.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tell me she made them go get their own switch.
Nope.
Okay.
No,
Not that old
she's not
school.
that old school.
Mine did.
I was about
I was
to
gonna say
say.
that's our parents telling those stories. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
Where?
Yeah.
yeah.
But-
Because nowadays that's what happens. CPS gets involved. You give
Yeah.
one little spanking or whatever.
Yep.
So okay, yeah.
Yep, CPS got involved, and my brother and his sweet wife, they were already foster parents,
Okay.
and I
You,
told them,
genuine. You mean that when you say his sweet wife?
yeah, oh yeah, she's very sweet.
I wasn't sure if
lady.
you were being like sarcastic. Yeah,
No,
and
no,
his sweet
my
wife.
my brother, he's a gentle giant,
Nice.
and his wife is just as sweet. So they're doing me a huge favor right now.
So what's the? He shared earlier, like he's been doing, like he was using since the age of 9. Like since the age of 9,
Yes.
you've been doing this, like this other life.
Yeah.
In this last 45 days, like what's been the biggest asset of recovery for you besides the kids? I'm talking about within. Like,
Within
what have-
myself?
yeah. What have you?
I never needed drugs. That's what I'm starting to notice. I never needed drugs. I'm starting to like myself
That's
a
huge.
whole lot, and I look better.
It's the truth though. A lot of people share about how like I couldn't look at myself in the mirror when I was using near the end. Especially it was when it came to them points where I wanted to stop and just couldn't. I like couldn't look at myself in the mirror type of deal.
Yeah.
What would you say your biggest asset is today?
My love for people. My love for people, and actually, I'm pretty weird when I get around people until I get to know them. Like, you're the first person I've met that I've like really just open with. I just
Yeah, but I'm also a nutcase. In the beginning of our conversation, when you came in, hey, how's it going? I'm in a little background from 15, 20 minutes ago. Me and Rick D, who we're in here, and it's not, and that's why I think I brought it up about fantasizing versus just telling some stories.
Right.
But we're talking about some horror stories of using days and like meth and ecstasy, crack, and heroin, like all
Yeah.
these stories. But we're like telling old stories about what we were doing.
Yeah.
And it was, I don't know, like, I don't know if that's a validation situation or something like, hey, bro, I'm one of you. Like, and it wasn't intentional on my end. It's
Oh,
just
no.
you walked in when we were being who we were, but it's weird how when we get into these rooms, like the connections, the only reason I'm really clean and happy today is connections I've made.
Yeah.
I found a men's meeting with a group of guys that are about the recovery. In early recovery, when I was at yours, like at 45 days, I didn't know anything about recovery, and I surrounded myself with some people. Like 3 of them are dead now, 1's in jail, and the other 2 are back out using. Like I didn't know. I thought if you came to these rooms, you wanted the same thing as me. Stop. And I learned that the hard way, but I wanted it so bad, I just kept coming back. You said that you really haven't been to other meetings besides here, correct?
Correct.
What does your like recovery plan look like? No, you're okay.
Go back. Go to the bathroom, baby. Without CPS,
Yeah,
my
just
recovery
like, yeah.
plan is once again to have my girls see me 100% me. I've never seen 100% me,
Right.
and I want to be happy. I want to have friends that actually care about me instead of what I have,
Right.
and want to see what's best for me.
I have people come on here and share about something like they were like they realized once they got sober or clean that they only surrounded themselves. If someone was by them, it was only because they could get something from them. Like, let's state me saying this is like, I'd only have you around if there's something I could get out of you, use you, or get something from you.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothing genuine, but I didn't know any different until I got into recovery.
Yep.
What's your name?
Gary.
Gary. Welcome to the show. Sorry about the reintroduction again. Why did you decide to get into recovery?
It was life and death situation. I was tired of being broke, disgusted, living in my vehicle, hurting my family, lost the trust with them.
Get closer on your mic if you're able
My life was getting to the end where I couldn't function anymore. I was just,
to. And you said your daughter told you about this place, right?
yeah, my daughter actually came up north and got me, saved my life, got me down in here. I went to New Beginnings for 30 days, got out of there. She suggested I stay with the program, went to New Way, Minneapolis for 3 months. Then got out of there. I'm in the step-down program right now, and I attend like 3 meetings a day. I go to Recovery Cafe in St. Paul, Minnesota.
What day is that?
Monday.
Monday at the Recovery Cafe?
Yeah, through Thursday, 11 o'clock they open. They got free lunch.
Night. Where's the free lunch?
They have free lunch there every day. It's Monday through Thursday. They have
I got an open mic here, so don't come grab this seat.
prayer groups. They have a circle group where everybody talks how their day was going and stuff. Music groups. It's a great place.
Recovery Cafe.
Hey, yes,
okay.
in Frogtown.
In Frogtown.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Ashley and Sarah and Jesse and Anthony up there catching big fish out on Red. You guys be safe, and thanks for checking in on the show. These guys are some recovery warriors and some spiritual warriors, too. We appreciate you guys and love you guys. Matter of fact, we already got people hollering out Miss Gracie. They see you hopping on the show.
All right.
There we
Get your
go.
headphones.
Over there. So Gary, Mike, this is Miss Gracie.
Yes.
Please
I
introduce
love
yourself
Miss
and get
Gracie.
close on the mic, please. And put
Beautiful.
them headphones on so they can hear you.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, here we go. What a big chore.
It is.
She says, mess my hair up.
No, this is over, dude. We get to wait till next week. Then I won't put it on for real. You can have it this week.
So we call this the mother of recovery. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I am Miss Gracie. Sober date 7/21/18. Oh, what am I doing for my recovery? First of all, I be here just like my second home. I love Will Work for Recovery, and I try my best to be
You're
around
also on the
here.
board here, correct?
Yeah, I am on the board here, and I try to be here to help others, to greet people, talk to people, make the newcomers feel comfortable, welcome with open arms, instead of them sitting on the couch lonely by themselves. Right now, I'm trying to do some changes in my life. I want to do some more serving people, helping others, some outreach. I just want to do some different stuff this year.
And you get out there and go to multiple other meetings as well, don't you?
Yes, I do.
There's one on Saturdays I hear you talk about. What's that?
Oh, I love that meeting on Saturday. It's
Iktomi?
atomic,
No, Iktomi.
atomic.
IKTOMI.
Okay, atomic. And it's
Iktomic tattoo. Now you got me saying Iktomi tattoos. Over in Minneapolis, 10 a.m.s on Saturdays. What's it about?
Oh my God, it's just some amazing people that be there, men and women, and a lot of structure in there, and it's just beautiful. I couldn't ask for a better meeting on a Saturday morning.
It's a Narcotics Anonymous
Yes, a
meeting.
narcotic anonymous meeting.
Yeah.
But we go there on Saturdays, and you hold a position there as well.
Yes, secretary there, and then I go. Afterwards, we go to Keys, eat breakfast, all of us, hang out, fellowship. It's a beautiful thing. You need to try it one Saturday.
So we're gonna talk about fellowship real quick. Have you been able to, being at the sober house? Like, do you have curfew?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you? I guess, and if this is the only meeting you really been going to, you haven't been able to experience much of going out and doing fellowship yet, have you?
No.
So-
I really don't know anybody.
Now you do. We're gonna exchange numbers before you leave, but on Wednesdays, like a lot of times, there's the meeting here on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are fairly big like this. Tuesdays and Thursdays, they're a little more small. They're a little smaller. But typically on Wednesdays, people go out and fellowship after the meeting here. Correct, Miss Gracie?
Yes.
Okay, and then tomorrow morning, I can only speak for the meetings I'm part of, but there's lots of fellowship out there. Do you do any fellowship? You go out? Well, I guess the one meeting is like a fellowship meeting, huh?
Yes, I do. A lot of fellowship recovery downtown Illinois. Which is a church I go to.
Here, you get closer to your mic.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, I do. I do a lot of fellowship. I go down to downtown AA or downtown Illinois, do community work down there. Recovery Cafe, I do community work there. That's a great place in the daytime. They got prayer or Bible study. Free lunch, like I said, every day, Monday through Thursday, 11 o'clock. Everybody's welcome to go there.
Nice.
And they got housing support, just like
You're
here.
good. I got you on mute. You can holler or you do whatever. Yeah, hey, there's crayons over here. You can come grab all the crayons you need. We got coloring books and crayons. Mandy will even throw them your way. So, fellowship, Miss Gracie, what has fellowship done for your recovery? Talk to Mike and
Oh, I
explain what
love
it
some
does.
fellowship. I'm a fellowship lady. I go party hard. I be tired when I get home. It's just all us getting together. We eating, and you might got a chicken wing, a hamburger. Let me get some of that. Let me get some of that. We just do it.
Do we ever let money get in the way? Like if someone's
No,
like, I don't got
no.
money, what do we say?
This one thing we do. If you go to fellowship, you do not have any money. Just let us know up front, and somebody will pay for your food.
Always. Instead of being the old ways of like dash and dine.
That feels weird
Yes.
to me.
It does. No, it does. I get it. Like I'm uncomfortable if I don't pull my wallet out quick enough. Sometimes they're like, "What are you doing? We got this." Like her and Rob have paid for my breakfast multiple times, and it doesn't feel right.
And
But
he tried to beat us back to the punch. Throw the money on the card on the table.
I did it too. But that's something anyone out there listening. Like we do. A big fear of mine when I got into recovery was, what am I gonna do?
For money.
That and with my time, everything was revolved around using like, what am I gonna do to pass my time? Fellowship is, I don't know. Some call it the meeting after the meeting. But are you done?
I gotta go, yeah.
Real quick before you leave, tell me about your gratitude. The show is called Attitude for Gratitude.
Oh, my gratitude is just being alive, being here, learning how to live proper, and praise the Lord that He's let me be alive today.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. Thank you,
Nice,
guys.
buddy.
Thank you, guys.
I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, Miss Gracie, for the work you do.
Mandy, you gonna hop on for a sec? So, my strong suggestion to you is keep coming back and like link up with some guys. Wednesdays at 5 o'clock if you're able to come up here. If you're not working or you don't have
I don't have a job. I've never had a job. I have to mention that. I've never had a job.
never.
I've had jobs from high school till now, and altogether it's probably been like 2 years total.
And you're what? You're
38.
You're 38. Okay.
38.
Damn, Mike. So you've been out there hustling.
That's all I knew.
So like, that's what we do. No. That's what we do when we get in these rooms. Like, you just start growing up. A group of guys told me in a room, a men's meeting I went to, is like, pardon my language, everyone, but it's time to grow the fuck up.
Yes, definitely.
You got 2 kids.
Yeah.
Like, I'm telling you things you already know, but people listening, like,
My kids never seen me work, and they've They've been attached to my hip the whole time. You see how my baby just cried
Right.
that she thought I was gone.
Is that when she came in right away?
Yeah.
You're
But
adorable.
like that's what we get to do. You're not going to start off at the $100,000 a year job. It's just what it is. But that's the part about growing up.
But the thing about the hustle is I bought some clippers yesterday.
Okay.
I know how to cut hair.
Okay.
So if you know some people that need a haircut for less than $50, since haircuts are $50 now, I'm there.
All right. So you do have a
I'ma
skill
hold you to
set.
that.
I'm on it.
Oh, for me to fill out my side. Perfect. That's awesome though. So you do have a skill set, and like when
Yeah.
it comes to this new life that you're doing, you
Gotta
just
find
apply. You out here. I'll make sure things are rocked and locked.
I have to find something new to hustle instead of drugs.
Here's the thing about that too is now that you're in these rooms, you just have to speak up. That's it. We got multiple people that are beauticians and things like that, and you can live life and successful with that. Young Dustin isn't gonna make it on the air tonight. I didn't put him on quick enough. So women, calm down. He will be back. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Dustin. Mandy, who are you?
What up? My name's Mandy, and I'm in recovery.
Well, welcome back to the show, young lady.
Glad to be back.
From what I saw last week is you, Tad, and Tim held it down.
Yeah,
with Jay.
we just hung out, man. Just had a nice conversation. It was all recovery based, and it was a beautiful thing.
That's when I first saw the show. I was like, what? They got a podcast in here?
It's cool though, right?
It is. It's dope.
And
I've never done
Is this your
anything.
first time being on the podcast?
It's my very first. This is my second time seeing it, first time on it.
Welcome.
Yes.
It's a wonderful experience. I remember my first time, and I was all scared and shaken, and Tim sitting there shooting questions and saying his things, and
Yeah.
so was Tad, and I've come back on many times, and
Yeah.
I will gladly keep coming back.
Being in front of an audience is nothing new to me. My mom used to make me sing for her friends when I was a kid, so
Well, and the nice thing is it's a podcast, but we're not putting on a show. We're really just having a conversation about,
Conversation,
and wherever the conversation takes us, it starts with recovery and it just ends with life.
that's
See,
dope.
I think this right now is good because there's 4 of us on, not a ton of people waiting to get on. This is my element. We can just sit here and talk about this. And your kids are both
Running
with someone
around.
they're good, they're safe.
Jennifer going on
Man, one of
next.
them was supposed to finish a picture for me. I got her the crayons. I got her the paper. I started drawing on a bike. I started coloring it with a crayon
Yeah.
the other week, and she'll finish it.
She's like, oh, a dog.
She'll
And
finish it.
So Mike,
Yeah.
has anyone talked to you about working steps? Like,
No.
All right. Like, do you have a sponsor?
No.
Okay. Do you know what these things are? Have you heard about it?
Yeah.
No, I'm just, some people don't know. The reason I'm even bringing this up is because now I know we have the time. We're going to talk about something called higher power. We're going to bring up this thing called higher power, and a lot of people in recovery, when you get a sponsor and you start working steps, like one of these, they talk about finding a higher power to help you through a lot of this stuff. Ms. Gracie, do you have a higher power? Ms. Gracie, do you have a higher power?
Yes, I do.
What's that look like? And get on your mic, please.
Oh, my higher power looks like to me is someone greater than I am, better than I am, can do more, make better decisions than me, because my decisions don't go too good so well. So I have to look for the one up ahead, the little man upstairs, and tell him, okay, what should I do and how this should go. But I've been a firm believer of God. I was raised in the church and everything. My grandmother was a godly lady, so this is nothing new to me.
She only mentioned God once. Now, higher power, a lot of people are like the universe. A lot of people, they'll call the fellowship, the group of people that are around their higher power. All it says is find something greater than yourself, and it's to give your shit over to. Like when you got something going on, you can give it away or give it to them. Mandy, do you have a higher power? What's it look like if you
I
do?
absolutely have a higher power, and my higher power has a sense of humor. Legit.
What do you mean?
Oh my gosh. So, in my experience with my higher power, when I finally started listening, right, because my higher power has spoken to me my whole life, and I just wasn't paying attention, right? Either I wasn't paying attention, or I'm like, okay, I hear you, but I'm still gonna go out and do this, right? But every time I would do that, and even when I'm doing the right thing, some of those moments that you just can't explain, those profound things that occur in life, those synchronicities, those ironic moments, those coincidences that are coincidentally not so coincidental, those things, that's my higher power speaking to me. And I absolutely adore it because once I started listening, I never wanted to turn it off. In my deepest, darkest moments when I was truly, truly broken and I couldn't even pray or put the energy out into the universe, if you will, to be able to do anything. The sound that I made. When you have that crying and that sound that you don't know where it comes from deep inside of you, that's when my higher power was like, I hear you and I'm right here. And the ways that communication is open, whether it's through music or a stranger saying something that was just the right thing at just the right time. That's how my higher power operates in my life. And I don't know. It's
Some
a beautiful
people say
thing.
it's like God with skin. I have a friend named Bob S. who's always like, you gotta be listening because there's God with skin all around you, and that's kind of what Mandy was talking about, like someone through someone. Were you raised with religion?
Yeah.
Okay, so
I also had a very strict mother that
Come on.
was.
let's hear about
She was raised by a military man, and my mom was super. She was a gambler,
Okay.
and she drank Vassier. So she didn't start making us go to church until I was like a teenager. By then, I was already into the drug life.
Okay.
So I was like very rebellious against it.
Okay.
But then I'm covered in spiritual tattoos. I got Jesus is the way. I got everything. I got the Ten Commandments on my stomach and everything. But it was really for protection. And I really didn't pay attention to how God worked. But I was married and I was going to church like 2-3 times a week. And I guess I wasn't spiritually right. So everything crumbled.
So you knew about religion, so I want to hold you for 1 second.
Yeah.
Before you leave, I need to hear about your gratitude.
Oh,
And what was something you're going to add before that?
sure.
Oh, I wasn't sure if Tad was
Sure.
pulling you out of here or not.
Yeah, I'm gonna boogie. We're gonna go get some food.
Okay. I
it's-
want to hear about your gratitude.
It's a weekend with my daughter, so I am absolutely grateful for my offspring and getting to spend time with that little minion of
Offspring.
mine. Yes, I call my child offspring. And then I am also grateful because for the very first time, my daughter is going to be hearing me tell my story tomorrow night up at Will Work for Recovery. I'm going to be doing the walk and talk.
At 7 o'clock tomorrow night here, this young lady right there is going to be the main speaker.
I'm in here. I'm somewhere around here. I'm a microphone, but I'm grateful to be able to share my experience, strength, and hope with others, and have the opportunity to put it out there. And I have family showing up too. It's not just going to be my daughter. My father just told me that he's going to come and hang out too. He's also in the program, so it's going to be a family affair and fun stuff. And I don't know. I'm just grateful for a lot of things today. I'm grateful for this new hoodie, dude.
I like it.
It's
It's
straight
dope.
up throwback clearance rack, bro. I swear.
They got
That's
the
why
Nike
I am grateful
courses.
for the clearance rack.
At Marshall's?
No, this was at Kohl's.
Oh, cold.
Have you guys seen Sheen, the little
Oh, don't get me started on Shein.
Oh my
I got
God.
a box
Wait
that
a
I
sec,
could barely
whoa,
carry.
What's Sheen?
Sheen? You can get everything.
It's like Temu. It's like the same thing. It's that little.
it's
We
one of
can
those
shop
apps.
at the same price as women do at any store.
Actually, if Tad stands up, isn't that one of the outfits that
Stand
that is
up. No,
that
it's
is a
not.
Shein outfit right there?
You got that
my
online?
fantastic. If you want to get on camera, babe.
So I have a question. The jeans. Have you bought jeans off of there?
I have not bought jeans off there, but okay. So there is an outfit that I wear that people
Yeah.
always. My Barbie outfit, Gracie, my Shein Barbie outfit that I wear. It's a pink dress. I absolutely love it, and I get the most compliments on it. Off
I've
of Shein,
never
it's like
bought-
I spent $5 on this, yo.
I've never bought anything off of there. There's this guy at New Way, and everything that he wears, I'm like, dang, those aren't even Adidas. Like, it's nice. I'm so used to buying everything high fashion. I'm like, I'm not doing that no more.
Dude, champagne taste on a Kool-Aid budget. We'll talk. We'll talk, okay?
They got some cute stuff for them on there.
Oh, they do.
For
Yeah,
kids?
they've got
And it's
everything.
Yeah,
called
I've seen it.
Shein?
They got everything.
better-
S-H-E-I-N.
We need a sponsor
I
on
was
this
just gonna
show.
say, I
Yeah.
better talk to them before I'm here pumping them up.
S-H-E-I-N. dude.
It is. It's
And
good stuff.
Like Temu too. Like the problem with sizes, it can be tricky sometimes. I know, like
Take your measurements.
I
That's
know
all I
in
can
China,
say.
like I am a 5X for shirts in China.
It's
size.
all American.
Well, then we're on a different story.
And like words of wisdom that not coming from me. I'm just regurgitating what I have heard, and it worked for me. Take your measurements, and on anything that you buy on there, it will tell you the measurements of that item based on that size. So you are buying the right size every single time.
What do we got here? I literally call you Barbie when you are wearing that
Ah,
outfit.
that's my girl.
Yes,
that's my
Mandy,
girl.
Miss Gracie. Ah, Bigfoot
Here,
Queen.
Offspring, come say hi. Just come in and say hi.
Mom, I'm starving. Please, can we go eat?
I think
Mom,
that means
please?
that I need to go.
Okay, I appreciate you guys.
She's withering away.
Tad put her up to it.
Of
Look
course
at
he
him.
did.
Look at his snaky
Of course
laugh.
he did.
Look at that
Like I don't be
snaky
doing.
laugh.
I know my people.
All right, Mandy, I love you. Thank you for coming
Love
on
you
the
too,
show.
hon. All right.
Nice meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. You, I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
I love you.
All right.
I'll be here.
Love you all too. Bye.
Tad, what are you grateful for? Get close to that mic.
I'm grateful that I'm back in the rooms and back in recovery, and I'm continuing my meaningful relationships.
Yes, and I love you, Tad.
I love you too. Call me on Monday. We
I
got
will
some
call
shit
you.
to talk about.
TikTok tap.
No,
Before you leave, you have to find someone to take your spot. I think Jen wanted on. All right.
They're
so-
talking about some door that's locked. I guess they're trying to get back to. I don't know.
Oh, I think they did lock up the big center. The big room, they locked it. I think they locked it.
Good.
Good.
Tim,
Good.
don't take me home.
I got her. I got her covered like a rubber.
Oh, shit.
I got you covered like a rubber. Mike,
Yes.
have you figured out a way to utilize your higher power since you've been in recovery or not? You haven't been able to yet. Because
not
I did.
fully, I
I
just-
stopped you at that because you said I knew she was leaving, so I wanted to hear about her gratitude. So it just became a habit for you, the religion thing.
It was forced upon me by my mom, and then I had my girls, and I used to be a womanizer, and so having girls, I got super sensitive to everything.
Right.
So I wanted to try that, and my wife was.
Are you going to, Miss Grace?
She was not it, man. Love her to death. Not really, but I do.
Baby's mom or wife?
She was my ex-wife.
Okay.
Yep.
So now, like, that's why I kind of was gearing up towards the. Do you have a sponsor? Have you worked sets? Because
Have no sponsor.
in these steps, they talk about higher power stuff, and there's a way you can utilize it to help you stay clean and find a happier life type deal. That's why I asked, like, have you been able to find a way to utilize it or use your higher power in your recovery? But if not, you might not be there yet. You've been doing this for 45 days, like.
Yeah, I still just got rid of all my friends and I'm like ignoring my phone calls and not trying to.
Change your damn phone number. But
Yeah.
hey, each to their own.
Yeah.
Look.
You got to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
so I
women,
just-
everything. Cut that off until you get. You're still. Hey, every day is brand new. If you're like me, which you were, you stayed high, drunk, or you stayed intoxicated until 45 days ago your whole life.
Yeah. Or when I was in jail.
Yeah. Well, even when I was locked up, I was getting.
Yeah, it's something to being around a bunch of dudes and getting high is just weird to me.
Oh. All right, we will. Yep. I got you. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, it's just something about being around a bunch of dudes getting high. It was just kind of weird. So,
I get it. I get it.
and I knew how to do jail time, and
Paul is gone.
Yeah, they left.
Okay.
so I just struck it out in the jail. And then once I got out, still had the plug, still had everybody else, and
That's
all
the hard
women.
part. They say change persons, places, and
And
things.
things.
And I mean, it's so much easier said than done. For me, I thought about it. I got high on every street corner in all of Minneapolis. How do I avoid those places?
Right?
I mean, but I talked about it. And it's not so. It's me not going to the trap house no more. Me not hanging out with the guys I was getting high with anymore. Me finding a new group of people.
Oh, this is totally new for them. They used to sit back and just watch people come in and buy stuff.
Yeah.
But my kids have also saved kids' lives because they knew about drugs, and I prepped them early.
So like the one good thing about that was that they learned. That's a bad.
Yeah.
So we're gonna also stay on this topic. Who are you, young lady?
Who am I? My name is Jennifer.
Jennifer, welcome back to the show.
Oh, thank you.
How are you doing, Jennifer?
I'm doing great.
Are you?
Yeah.
Looking good. I like the overalls.
Thanks.
It's jamming. We were talking about higher power, and I want to hear about your Do you have a higher power?
Of course I do.
What's that look like, and how do you utilize it in your recovery? Explain it to Mike.
My higher power is Jesus Christ. When I came into recovery, I was way far from Jesus Christ. That's for sure.
You knew about him though?
I knew about him.
Okay.
Actually, yeah. I think I mentioned it here before that Jesus followed me through the dumpsters, and I didn't even realize it back in my youth.
remember you saying something
But I
about
had a picture of Jesus that hung on my wall for the last few years of my using, because I at one point in time had a conversation with this picture of Jesus I pulled out of a dumpster and said, if I get this house to live in, you go up on the wall. So Jesus was on the wall the whole time in the last few years. But so yeah, I knew who Jesus was. I grew up in the South, and in the Bible Belt, and so
not like Rochester. You mean South?
I mean like Southern Missouri
Tennessee.
and the Ozarks.
Okay.
In the
Oh,
Ozarks.
wow.
So in the middle of the Bible Belt, and so yeah, I knew of a really condemning God that was going to point his finger at me and tell me I did wrong if I did anything except there was never you could never do right. But I got into recovery, and I had a friend that got me to church, and I gave my life back to God before I even realized what was going on in the moment, and everything turned for me. And
Okay.
I mean, I used for 41 years.
Woo.
Well, I mean,
She's
I
one
was
of us,
I
too.
was 41 whenever I got sober. I started using when I was about 12. So I mean, it was a long time in there that I was just, yeah. But I know I don't even know where I'm going with all that.
How does you said Jesus Christ?
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And you know what? Just make it easier for some people. Like your higher power, how does that help you today? Like when, I know you've been doing recovery a while. I'm sure you're not biting your fingernails like, I want to use. But how do you utilize your higher power when things arise, when problems happen nowadays in
Prayer.
recovery?
Prayer.
What does that mean?
It means a constant conversation with God these days. So actually, I'm going through some really good stuff, big stuff. Oh, I'm about to have a sobriety date. This Monday will be 4 years. So thank you.
Time for you to tell me.
I'll get in my clean time on Wednesday, next Wednesday here at Will Work. So, so right now I'm going through some real great stuff because the promises are coming true in my life. In so many ways. It's amazing how whenever you do lean on God and you put all your faith and your trust in God, that he will push when you don't think you're quite ready to make big moves, that you get that nudge and push from him. But and everything works the way it should. It's not like everything we try to do when we don't have our higher power in play is like we're fighting against the grain. We're pushing against things to make things fit and work. But when God's in play, it just works. So in the process of buying a home.
Oh, look at you. Mm-hmm. Look at you.
I
dope.
know.
Buying a home. So that can happen?
So that can happen. That can straight up happen.
Without a slumlord.
Without a slumlord.
Yeah.
That can
Okay.
happen from 4 years ago today. I would have been living in a state-run facility, being told what food was there is what I could eat, and what medications I was being forced to take by the state of Minnesota. So yeah, it can happen in actually in the reality, a relatively short time frame when you let Jesus take the wheel.
Jesus take the
Take the
wheel.
wheel.
Take the wheel, buddy, because I surely can't do it on my own.
What's your biggest attribute? What's your biggest asset?
My biggest asset?
Yes. Yours. You.
My biggest asset, and probably my heart, and it's probably my biggest liability too.
Explain.
I have a really big heart for other people, but I also have had it hurt a lot, so I don't extend myself. That's how it becomes my liability.
So do you think it's almost to a fault at times? Or have you learned?
I have in the past. My heart has been. I have extended myself to help others in the past to the point that I destroyed myself in the process. But I don't do that too much today. That's still when you're trying to find that. I'm still trying to find the happy middle ground in to where I
You're still learning about yourself.
oh,
4
100
years? You mean you're telling me in 4 years you don't have it all figured out?
I don't have diddly squat figured out, except that today I know that I have a guideline in front of me on how to continue to walk through today, and hopefully that same guideline is going to work tomorrow.
Okay. That makes sense. Gracie, what's your biggest power? What's your biggest asset about yourself?
My biggest asset to me is me being clean today for me and my kids. That's the biggest thing of my life. If it weren't for them, the biggest thing of my life is me being clean and being able to be there and see my kids see that I'm a changed person, I'm a different person. And, my life is a totally change. I look at it each day. Each day I learn something else new about me, and it's getting better, and I feel better about myself each day. Some days I don't like changes, but changes is okay. Changes get better, and better life get better. We just have to, put that one foot in front and keep on walking until you get to the top where you need to be. But the best thing that ever came to me is getting clean, and I wouldn't trade that for the world.
Mike had a question
So,
for you.
besides the children, what motivates you the most?
What motivates me?
Yeah.
Look at this host. I got a new co-host.
My mom, and she's not here. She's been gone since 2012. On April the 19th, she'll be gone for 12 years.
You celebrate her twice, though, don't you?
Yeah, her birthday. We always do that. We celebrate her birthday is January 11th, and then the day we buried her was April the 18th.
How does that motivate? I mean, how does your mom motivate you?
Because it's something that she was wishing for. I wish I could have did this before she left here. She asked me so many times to go do it, and so
Getting sober.
yeah, she asked me so many times, girl, when are you gonna get this right? I'm like, I'm going, but I'm here now, lady.
But you know she's watching. on you.
Yeah, she watching me. Between her and my grandmother, they probably turning flips up there. They be like, Lord Jesus, somebody saved her.
What do you say to someone who's out there struggling right now?
Please ask for help. Come and get some help. We're here to help you at Will Work for Recovery. Walk through the doors. Somebody will get you somewhere safe. We will get you detox, and after detox, we'll get you in another place. Then you get you a sober house. We'll put you where you need to be.
What motivates you the most?
What motivates me the most? Not destroying other people anymore.
Not what?
Not destroying other people's lives anymore. My son, in that, everyone that loves me, that I've destroyed their life, it motivates me to keep going, so I no longer destroy them any longer. I'm no longer the liability. I'm no longer the late night phone call, either drunk and ripping somebody apart, or the call she's in jail.
Right.
Again, that's the stuff that motivates me to keep going. I don't ever want to be that person in somebody's life again.
Mike, can you relate to that or something? You start kind of laughing a little. What?
Yeah, like I said, I've been going in and out of jail since I was 11. And when she was born, the first 30 days, it was only 30 days. Only 30 days.
That's how fucked up our thinking is now.
It was only 30 days. And for those 30 days, I boo-hoo cried like a little baby because I couldn't stand being away from her.
I bet.
So,
I bet.
yeah.
So that's almost the answer to your motivation question too, huh?
Yeah.
You already said it earlier too.
Yeah, like, they changed me, man. Like, if it
Well, them
wasn't for...
two young ladies over there need to keep your butt in gear.
Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna let Dad slack.
no.
All right, I got a left-hand question. This is a fun one we always ask, and I'm gonna start with you, Mike. Any superpower? What would your superpower be?
To teleport.
I've had that one. Teleport. All right, now here's the follow-up one. Why?
Because flying is scary and gas costs too much.
Teleport, because gas is cheap. I like it. Okay, Gracie, what's your one superpower? You thought I was going to ask you, huh?
I
I'm
did.
good at that.
Since you looked right at me, I thought you might be asking me.
Any superpower.
If I had one superpower, it's to removing people that I don't want in my life away from me.
So what? Just you do like this and they just disappear. You're just because of what you're going through. Just you know what? Your head stole that. Your head. What would your superpower be?
I'm gonna go with the teleport also.
Yeah.
And it's because when my son was little and we lived in Oregon, and him and his grandma, my mom, would be on the phone all the time, and they would always say, "I wish we could teleport to each other, and right now." And so we still say it to this day, though. Whenever we need to go, like when
Yeah.
we need to go down to Missouri to see him, we're always like, "I wish we could just teleport there." So yeah, that would be it.
Not
Teleport.
only that, but criminal mind thinking. You just hop into a bank, borrow some money.
Just hop into a bank and borrow some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we could do that. But
Yeah.
did our host leave us, you guys?
He did a bad dash. He'll be back.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is up to us?
Yes.
Yeah.
we
It's
got
Gracie,
to-
okay.
Well, what's going on today? Let me see.
So I have to ask, when you said you was gonna keep me up to my word about the cutting hair thing,
Oh, I could get you. I'll tell some people put the word out there for use a barber.
yeah, I don't have a license for it. I just been cutting hair since I was like 11, messing
You
up.
good there?
Yeah, I started off messing up my little brother's hair and like coming back from school
You cut her
crying.
good. You been cutting her that long. You good.
Yeah,
For me, I look around and I was just looking at tonight and seeing every time I look up, every week is some bunch. We have a nice, at least 5 or 6 newcomers.
Oh, there's a lot of new people around here
Yes,
these days.
and I'm talking about, and it's so amazing. And that's why I walk up to them and greet them and make them feel comfortable so they won't walk back out the door. Because you sit in here like we got it all, the ones that's been here, and don't walk up to them people and speak to them and say nothing to them, yeah, they going to walk back out the door. They don't feel comfortable or they don't feel like they should be here.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
remember what it felt like when we all the first 20 times we walked in the door?
Yeah.
I mean,
I
still.
think this is my like 7th time
What is she
being
doing,
here.
little addict?
Oh Jesus!
Oh, Lord, he going to have them
Jesus.
bouncing off the
Yeah.
ceiling.
They're going back to their uncle, so go
We're giving
ahead.
them all the candy they want.
Yeah.
And it's the
messed up.
weekend.
Oh.
So what does the schedule look like with the kids right now?
I take them to the gymnastic and dancing tomorrow.
You got your L's?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. I try to get them as much as I can.
And is CPS got a pretty strong hold on things right now, or just like what's the outlook look for you? Did they say okay in 1 year or in 30 days?
Yeah, they gave me a 12-month time to get done with treatment. I'm on probation from Wisconsin. I got it transferred here, so
So they're working with you.
yeah, they know I'm the only parent that I'm supposed to have them back with me within a certain amount of time. So
Oh, we praying for you.
Yep.
It's
Thank
gonna
you.
happen.
I gotta make it happen.
Only way you keep doing what
I
you're
got
doing.
his number.
I
So-
I got
gotta
his
stay
number.
sober.
I'm going to say that, I have a son, he's 23, and I screwed up in front of that kid so much. I mean, like I put him through so much shit. He saw me at my worst. And, as we talked about higher power a little bit ago, and I was the one that was so far from ever saying like that's the real thing until I came to the end of myself. And I will tell you, for all the years that I wanted to do better, I never did better until I finally surrendered and I finally realized that it was me that was screwing up that I was the shit show. I was the one screwing it up, and I had to give it up, and I had to let a power greater than myself lead the way and listen to the people around me that had walked it before me. That would be the biggest thing I'd say that was the key turning point this time around versus all the other times I wanted to get sober.
Yeah. Well, this one right here, she saved my life
Thank
one
you
time.
so
like
much. You girls, you can set it up right. You guys can have as long as Dad's okay with it. She went around to the room and asked every single person, "Would you like some candy?"
yeah, she
saved your
actually
life?
she actually saved my life. I guess my heart was on the verge of busting, and she went to my uncle and was like, "Daddy's not breathing right," and
I'm glad they're young. The things we put people around us
Yeah.
we love through.
Yeah.
Things we put. So real quick, what she was just talking about, it was like once you realize that I was the problem.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read something real quick. It's on page 417 of this big book of Alcoholics Anonymous. And acceptance is the answer to all my problems today. When I am disturbed, it is because I find some person, place, thing, or situation, some fact in my life unacceptable to me. I can't find no serenity until I accept that person, place, thing, situation being exactly the way it's supposed to be at this moment. Nothing, absolutely nothing in God's green planet, on this world, does anything by mistake. Until I could accept my use, my alcoholism, my drug habit, I could not stay sober, clean, unless I accept life completely on life's terms. I cannot be happy. I need to concentrate not so much on what needs to change in the world, but what needs to change in me. Like, they talk about that acceptance stuff and really talk about the big problem is me.
Yep.
Like, I need to accept I'm the one who needs to change. It's not the CPS's fault. It's not the law's fault. It's not Ms. Gracie's fault. It's not it's Tim.
Yep.
And I think that's what you were just basically shared about. It's like once you get surrendered, and it's like I'm the one who needs to change. It's me who has the problem. Like life does. For me, that was thrown in the towel.
Yeah. That I can't do this anymore. I can't do this anymore, and I surely can't do it the way I thought I could do it.
Yeah.
The way I thought I had some control in the part of it. I have no control over
All
it.
in our mind.
Yeah, that control piece is just all in our head.
I thought I had it under control, and I was just so angry at my ex-wife, and she was going through her own stuff, and I was just realizing it was me as well.
That old guy, when I'm sitting here pointing at everyone, I got 3 fingers pointing
Right.
back at me.
Right.
Yes.
And everyone's story is different. I understand that.
Yes, it is.
We all have our own stories, and our own stories validate who we are today. But showing up and doing this, like, I say it in these layman terms that make it, like, for me, it just makes it easier for me to explain the way it went for me. It was like, I felt like I lost. Like, oh, shit, I'm losing this game. Once I came in here, and it was like, yep, I'm done. I can't do it on my own. It was like I felt like I lost. Like, I didn't win. I'm losing now that I had, but that's that surrender piece for me, was giving up. Like, all right, I'm done. I can't do it. But it did. It felt like I had lost because I was sure I could do this. I could quit. I could stop. I could find this other life that I have today. But I couldn't. I had to surrender and basically ask for help. And it was the hardest thing for me, was asking for help. Oh, man. Bro, I came in here at the same age as you. I was 36 when I came into recovery.
You blow babies. I had you both. I was older than both of you.
You got 4 years. Were you born? We had this conversation.
Yes, I was born in the 70s.
Yes,
yes,
so was
you did.
I.
No.
Yeah, the very last year of the 70s.
You guys were born the year hip-hop was invented.
79?
It's about 78, 76.
That'd be me. 78.
78.
Yeah. That's, yeah.
Oh, you're only 38. He's the young buck.
I'm
You were born in 78. You're 45.
45.
45.
Oh, he's 46.
He's the
this
young
year.
buck.
He's the young buck.
Yes. You're the young what? I don't believe you. Come up here and tell me about it. Come on. Lauren, get up here. She always gets all nervous, like it's not the same conversation.
I'm up here. Get up here.
Come on. All right. Looks like Jay's. Yeah. So this life so far, like, you haven't been doing it long. You have. Like, would you change this for anything right now? Like what you've seen in 40 days. Like, would you change this for anything?
I wouldn't change it for nothing because I can see the potential there and where it's going and the type of friends that I will have, and I don't have to sell drugs and put my life in danger or my kids' life in danger. And
I can tell you this much: like the way I am, it's been no show. This is who I am. Off the mic, on the mic. Anytime you see me, I'm full of shit, just jokey and da-da-da. Almost to a downfall. Some people, it irritates them, but I really don't. I'm me.
yeah, that's kind of how I am too.
And like, until I start going to men's meetings, and I strongly suggest this for women, you get to a women's meeting. Like, you can open up differently. I don't know how else to explain it. Who are you, young man? Get on the mic.
My name is Jason Wilson.
Jason, we didn't hear you. Get closer to the mic. What's your name?
My name is Jason Wilson.
So, Jason, tell me just a little bit about yourself. Who are you? Why are you here? How long you been doing this?
I'm 39. I'll be 40 in May. I went to my first recovery meeting in August of 2002 in Delray Beach, Florida.
Lucky.
As soon as they started reading the readings, so was NA, which is what I was introduced to. I haven't spent a ton of time in it once I moved to Minnesota. But as soon as they started reading the readings, I was like, oh, that makes sense. I was 18. A couple months into being 18. Parents, grandparents put me on an airplane, sent me away.
Grandparents?
Parents and grandparents. They were all at the airport.
People that gave a shit?
Like, get on the airplane. Yeah, absolutely. And so that was 22 years ago. Still trying to figure it out. Heavy drug user through my 20s. Crime and prison came in my late 20s and all through my 30s.
How long have you been free?
I'm a year removed from incarceration.
Big boy incarceration, not a weekend stay at the county jail, was it?
No, I did 4 this time.
Not 4 months?
No.
4 years of your life you gave to
4
the
years.
system.
12 out of the last 15 years.
Because
I've
of what?
spent in
Your
prison.
drug use, basically?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
In this last year, what his life looked like?
Man.
Tell us. I want brag. Fuck it, brag. I need people to hear what it can be like. Look, no, serious. You got someone at 45 days, first time of his life. Tell him what he can look forward to in another 323 days.
I can't. The things that have fallen into place this last year are very different. I've been successful a lot in my life in certain regards, but the mindset was never right. So I always knew it was a matter of time, and it was all kind of fake.
What do you mean a matter of time?
A matter of time before it was gone.
Before you fucked up again?
Before I fucked up, before I destroyed it, before I wasn't accepting things on the terms that they were on, so I would set the match to them to control their not working out. And I've had some things come up this last year, just very recently, that normally would have sent me into some sort of something. I don't know exactly what, but I would have gotten my feelings too much, not talked about it, not figured it out, and made a compromise. I don't know if it would have been a week, a month, a year, whatever, but those things just aren't materializing in my life now, and that's giving me this carrot to keep moving forward.
But you've been doing recovery, right?
Yeah.
That's a part, let's add that in, right?
You know,
Write about your shit.
absolutely. I've been trying to be sober for 22 years. Successfully, unsuccessfully. I spent a year at a place, did a program, completed the program, moved slowly, which is not common for me.
So it didn't happen just like right
No,
now?
It didn't. But a lot of things did. Driver's license, car, because a friend found a car that was cheap and picked it up for me and was like, hey, we'll figure this out next week when you get paid. Like, just these things.
But
just
those are
kept-
connections
these
from...
connections that I've made with people. Some of them I've known for a long time and they've stuck with me. Other ones have been new ones, but they're all part of this recovery-based community.
And was it easy for you making new friends and connections?
No, I didn't come here. I just started coming here. Now, I know people down here that have been, that I've known for a long time from other walks.
I mean, we can say shout out Wade, shout out Dustin, these people.
But even still then, when they'd be like, hey, come down there, I'm like, I ain't going. I lived in a place where there was meetings and things that I could do there. I was on some serious parole, ISR. I'm like, I'm not leaving. I don't want to run into somebody that owes me $300. I don't want to run into somebody that I got high with. I don't want to run into somebody that I feel like did something in my life while I was in prison. All stuff that now I don't care. I don't care. Probably because I'm back on my feet. I don't care. I'll be honest, you know what I mean, with that aspect. It's not like I just let a bunch of stuff go. I stand on my feet today. I have some things. I can do some things for myself. And I'm not in the position I was in the day I walked out, or the month I walked out, or 3 months after I walked out.
So, Jason, real quick, I don't know how to even address this without.
Yeah, ask.
It's up to you if you want to, but otherwise, just recap a letter you let me read. Tell us what that was, what it was about. Just tell us about that.
Yeah.
To me, this is miracle stuff. Like, and anyone can get this.
So I went to boot camp, which is the challenge incarceration program that the DOC has for offenders to get out of prison early if they go through this 6-month program, inside and then 12 months outside. Did this before 10 years ago. Got out of prison early, didn't succeed, but was out for 11 months. They put me back in. So I come out to the same program and the same agents who have a history with me.
Like what, 10 years?
A decade's worth of history with me. And then 22 years of what they can pull up in the laptop that every law enforcement person has ever spoken about me. One of them has taken a big interest in my succeeding. And so she, last week, Valentine's Day.
This is the same person you're talking about.
She's the one that showed up in the meeting last week.
But also the same one who's violated you in the past.
She put me back in prison.
There we go.
30
Okay.
for
I'm sorry I'm shitting on your story, but
No.
I think there's valid details here.
Yes, she put me in prison for 31 months. You know, she did it. She did. Yes, but you know, I was doing things. She was the one that
held you accountable.
Yes.
Did her job.
She just wrote a 2-page letter about her insights into me today, and they were. Well, you read
Look,
it.
all right, yeah, because he's not he won't gas himself up.
Yeah.
I will. It was a 2-page letter about his progress, and it was a professional. It wasn't something that was copy and pasted. She sat down and hand wrote out a 2-page letter about. Look, I'm gonna paraphrase. This dude was a piece of shit. I put him back in prison 10 years ago. He was about A, B, and C. Now he's about recovery, about doing the next right thing. He's growing. He's done this. He's done this. She just laid out all the things you've done. She didn't go to bat for you. She didn't do something above and beyond. She just spoke the truth. But what I read, and I hardly know you, but I read not a whole life story, but you can read between the lines. Anyone who's literate can read. Like, this dude was ucking up, always. And he's turned it all around. And like she mentions about money's not like what priorities aren't and what priorities are. And like, I just think that's a big, and you're modest, like he's not shy about it, but you're not going to say it the way it is. And I will for you. Like, that shit's miracle stuff. And the reason I bring it up and circle it all back, because I always want to write it down and put it in front of you when I ask you the question to see if you say the right answer. But why was any of that shit possible today?
You know, support. The support I have from people that are very strong in recovery. I can't say that I am at this moment today. My heart is very different, and the way I go about things is very different. But my recovery, for real, has been what choices am I going to make today that aren't going to put me back in the streets, which will put me back in prison. That I am realizing now, the further I get away from that cell and thinking about the streets is not sustainable. I don't know how long I've been sober. I got high in prison.
Right.
I went to prison in December of 2019, and I used in there. And I spent a lot of time in SEG in the beginning, the first couple of years. And I know when like I turned my attitude around in there, because I'm like, I'm going to do every day of this sentence if I don't. COVID happened, the courts got closed, child protection got involved in my life, and my son's mom's life while I'm in prison. And I was just like, whatever. Can't get the court to get these detainers taken off. They don't ever let us out of our cell. And I just acted out. I acted out. And turned, to where I'm just going to sit in there and do every day of the 81 months.
Was it almost like I give up? I'm just doing it.
Yeah, and then one day I'm just like, I have this 9-year-old, you know, and at the time he's 6, 7, and I'm just like on the phone with him, and he's just like, when are you coming? And I just remember over the course of a month, like just changing my mindset in there. And my mindset is what's continued to be the same. I need to get stronger in recovery, and
But let's not pull punches. You still have life showing up. You still deal with
I
mental
just,
health, like
you know,
you deal with
I
stuff.
try and come from the genuine Jason without reservations or bullshit or anything, regardless of what I do that day. You know, and I'm in the mindset of I could be high tomorrow and it would all be gone because I've done it so many times. So I don't always put a lot of stock in that. And when people, I'll go sit in the hole with you because I put myself in the hole all the time. You know what I mean? I don't want to keep doing that because the kids, my life, like I missed it all, you know. That's how I know, like, what I'm doing is what. Like, because I know me. Am I on bullshit or am I not? You know,
Right.
even if I'm messing up.
And Mike, who knows if you're on bullshit most?
You know,
or
am I on bullshit or am I being genuine?
Right.
And I just try and be genuine every day.
Yeah.
And it's gotten a lot. Like, you know.
Look at that. We got the audience.
This is
All right, so here's a good question. We're gonna get to kind of wrapping up stuff.
Yeah.
If you could have any superpower, what would it be, Jason? Any superpower. Come on.
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
The one thing you can never get back is that time, man. I'd love to be able to go back in time.
He stole mine. I've never never had.
It's the only thing it can't. I wouldn't change nothing except the effect it's had on my children and that missed time. Because I'm who I am today because of 22 years of fucking bullshit.
Tell him.
Yeah.
Tell him.
You know, and I'm cool with me.
Yeah.
No, I'm right there with you.
You know.
There ain't shit we don't have an option to change our past. We just don't. So it's almost like a fantasy question about what would you do if you won the lottery? Like, we don't have that option, but I constantly say that same shit. Like, I wouldn't change a thing today. If I could, I wouldn't, in fear of me not being where I'm at today. Like, where I'm at today, shit. So, Mike, the name of this show is Attitude for Gratitude. So we always wrap up with talking about gratitude.
Yeah.
45 days clean. I see you got your daughters and cute little girls that hugging on you. They know who their daddy is.
Oh yeah.
What are you grateful for? Take as much time as you need.
I'm grateful for having the opportunity to see what fully being sober, and my girls actually on my ass, and I'm glad that I've raised them to be that type of kid, to be on their dad's ass, and I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful to be alive.
So, Mike, I was telling you about how, tonight, if I'd have known, like, we could have structured some things different, I didn't expect to have you in the seat the whole time. Would you come back on and be a guest on the show?
Most definitely.
All right, I gave you my number. We gonna hook up after, down the road, whatever?
Yep, most definitely.
All right.
I have to. I literally have no friends unless I go back to my past, and I can't do that because
That ain't an option.
Yeah.
It's an option. Fuck it. Let's tell the truth.
No, I can't. have
Jason
it
hit
as
on
an
the head.
option.
You can get high tomorrow, man. You get high tonight.
I can't.
I could leave here.
Yes.
Go get high on the way home, and it's
Yeah.
So I'm
Done.
I can't.
You know,
I can't
it's,
do any of that because
forever.
yeah,
I think. You know what I mean? I don't know, man.
yeah.
I had to stop. You know what? For me,
know-
go ahead. Come on.
You can always, it is an option. You can do it. And it takes takes a long time to get to where it's not, I can't do it. Like, I just can't do it. It gets to the point that I won't do it because I won't betray myself again.
yeah.
That's strong.
It's, it's,
Yeah.
it takes a really long time to get to where you have that worth within self to stop betraying yourself at every turn.
Yeah.
When you have a bad day, and there ain't nobody else looking, and you either live alone or you're living in a sober house, and nobody's really watching you because you're the good one or the whatever, and so nobody's really paying attention to you. You have to then really start to get that deep rooted in you that like I'm not gonna betray myself. It's not I ain't gonna get caught feel anymore. It's I'm not gonna run. I'm not gonna go and cut my own throat anymore.
Right.
That's why I'm glad I asked. That's why I'm glad I ask people questions. Like sometimes I don't hear it until it comes out of my own mouth. Otherwise, something like that. I guess I've never been able to word it that way, but that's who I'm in competition with today. That's who I'm trying to do better than today. That's who I'm judging. Me.
Right.
It used to be I'd come like, okay, look at his shoe. Damn,
Yeah.
mine are, or okay, I see that. Or I just don't.
Comparison,
I mean,
yeah,
go ahead.
comparison is the. I actually said this to a client
Come on,
today.
say it.
I said comparison is the killer of individuality. When we walked in these rooms, I was just thinking about that because I'm getting ready to get my 4 years. I'm going to stand up there and got to spout some sort of flippin' wisdom that isn't when I stand up there, which is probably what it's going to be. But
no, you got to just spit how you did it.
well, yeah, but I mean, but so I was.
And maybe say something about what you. That's the shit about not letting yourself down.
Betraying yourself.
I've
That's
never-
my first time hearing that.
Me too, and I've heard lots of people share about
Yeah.
that. Like,
I've heard it that
that's
way.
strong.
Yeah.
That was a
deep.
realization I had really probably about 6 months into recovery of that what always took me back out is that I didn't want to betray this person. I'd get a little bit in me and it was I don't want to betray this person, I don't want to betray this person until that person or that person fucking pissed me off.
right.
And
I'm gonna get high
and then
at you.
and then yeah, right.
I'm gonna get
and then
high
I'm gonna
at
get
you.
high at you.
doesn't
You better
matter.
watch it. I'm gonna go stick that needle all the way around at you, at you, at you. I'll show
And watch
you.
how high I get.
Yeah, you better watch. You better watch how far I go off the rails over here, and then I'm screaming at a tree outside and trying to rip
Right.
it out of the ground to myself. Like something, but
And at the end of the day, it's only
it's
you.
only you. It's only you. But
And-
it's you just don't stop betraying ourselves.
Yeah, and I've had so much money, and I literally every single time I've started over about 10 times, never had anything from my past, and now I'm looking forward to actually having something that is gonna be there. I can pass down to my kids or anything because that life it doesn't hold any value.
No,
It doesn't hold any
No.
value, and I'm starting to realize that.
I think a big thing too is like that word value is huge. I think a lot of that goes full circle, but like betraying yourself. I just thank you for sharing that because I never worded it that way before, but I definitely know like that was a big killer for me is judgment and comparison, and whether I did it subconsciously or not, I was doing it all the time. Walking into these rooms like, ah, shit, listen. Damn, I can't share as good as that guy shared. Or
I
can't.
still find myself today, 4 years into this,
Time don't-
doing the
time,
same,
yep.
doing exactly that. I can't. I hear somebody share something I'm like, oh shit. Well, my mom's gonna be like, who is this insane committee in my head that?
Show the front.
It's you taking on poison that's not yours.
Right?
Uh,
Yep.
So here, one of the last sentences in this book, it talks about, we shall be with you in the fellowship of the Spirit, and you will surely meet some of us as you trudge the road of happy destiny. Like we do this thing together. Like you said, you don't have any friends. You heard him share about other people helping him get along the way in these rooms. Man, the first word in this book is we. We do this shit together.
Yep.
And all I can tell you is like get to some more meetings. You can tell. I mean, you knew when you ran into some people who are about this life. Shit, we all were out there hustling. We were all doing some grimy shit. You know what that looks like. You know when someone's on some bullshit. But also, how bad do you want it? Life still shows up. Jen, do you still deal with issues?
Do I still deal with issues?
Yeah. Does bad things still happen, or do they go all away because you're sober now?
I have dealt with some insane shit in my sobriety. Shit that I was like supposed to happen when you're sober, and but like some really big stuff. And each one of the big things I've dealt with, in hindsight, I'm so grateful that I got to deal with them, and I got to walk through those things sober because I learned so much more about myself in the process.
Yeah.
My man shared about like there's things that happen that the old you, and the thoughts go through your head too. Like, this is what's gonna send me over that edge. This is
100%.
we were in me and Dustin, me and a couple alumni from Fairview. We go back and speak once a month there. Like, to me, like, that's an honor to get to go do. And we were sharing about it, and I can't break his hand. It's just this thing. We do this shit together. Like, we do this together. I couldn't have done this by myself. I tried. I relapsed for 3 years. I didn't come in and out of these rooms, but for 3 years I was like, I got to be done. I want to stop. And every morning I wake up and do it again. God, I really want to share this shit. And Dustin's punk ass had to leave.
Oh man,
I know.
we can get a text confirmation. We're gonna talk about you.
See, but there's simple things that I still never really done. Like, I'm still having like paid bills without straight cash and
Listen,
getting credit and stuff like that.
I'm going to tell you something.
That's huge.
I came in here, like I said, I came in here as a full-blown adult man, and I had to ask someone else, how do I open a credit card? How do I get a bank account? How do I set up insurance for my vehicle? How do I legally go get a license? How do I do these? That's some shit that I was ashamed, embarrassed, scared. I didn't want to ask another man that shit. And the big piece, I told another man, like, I'm sad.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I had to lean on another man, and that's some shit. I get it. Other guys are raised, like, you don't cry around man. You just don't. You know what I'm saying? Like, that whole manly man thing. It was these rooms that taught me how to ask for help. And it's something I had to get comfortable with. And once I did, same with, like she's saying, once I got comfortable with being able to realize, like, I need this help, everything got easier. It just gets easier. For me, it did. All right, what do we want to talk about before we wrap up? Anything. Come on. Anything. Bring it up. Oh, wait, audience, I have questions people text me. And that's, everyone out there. Jacob, good looking. I love you. Big brother. All you guys checked in. Jalissa, Michael, Michelle, Mandy's big brother.
You can talk about him. I just got the approval.
Oh, boy.
Oh, wait, hold up. I see something.
Yeah, Catherine, Jessica. We got, and then also on the YouTube front, everyone that's like checked in, and I appreciate you guys holding through during the sketchy beginning.
We like sketchy, that's what we know.
I went 15 minutes with no sound, and we had like a dozen people listening. We got people in Florida listening. Chase is out there. Pops, Richard, Ricardo, Dick, Tom, Harry, Frank, Bella. We got all the people up at Red Lake fishing. Ashley and Sarah and Jesse and Sam. I wanted to.
I wonder if they're catching any fish.
I don't know. I saw a video and they were trying to be funny. Jesse's like, he had him on video and he's like, hey, how you? He's like, how you doing, Tony? He's like, I'm just jigging for walleye. Any luck? Nope. And then he pans out and he had a whole bunch of walleye on the ground by him. So, yeah, they're catching some fish.
Nice.
They went way up north.
Yeah, that's where you got to go to find some ice.
Right. Tell me about your gratitude again.
My gratitude?
Did you already? No, you didn't. I want to hear about your gratitude.
Wow. My gratitude. I am so grateful for the way God has set my life up today. And I'm so grateful that I've persevered through the times when I thought, what the hell am I doing this for? Because right now it's all starting to come like the bigger picture starting to show up. Mm-hmm. I was just talking to my mom about this morning. So I don't go do all the same stuff everybody else does in recovery. I work a lot. I don't go jump on a plane and fly to Florida and go spend the weekends. And like I see everybody else like, I'm going to Florida for the weekend. I'm doing this, and I'm like, freaking
So you're
great.
not doing some of the stuff you seeing other people doing as well.
Oh yeah, because I've been saving money.
There you go.
Because
Okay.
I have been saving money, and I have, and then like right before so I've been saving, thinking, well, I don't know when I'm ever gonna try to buy a house, but like I need to save money to buy a house, and then like it all came, kind of my whole world was like on fire all of a sudden, and I was losing the place I had to live because the woman that owns the place I'm renting is moving back into it. And I realized why the gratitude I have now, this is my gratitude, why I've been saving all that money for that day with that it all came crashing down and I was able to pull the trigger on what I'm doing right now. So I'm grateful to see the bigger picture start to unfold in my life. Because it was really starting to feel like, why am I doing this way? Why am I living my life like this when everybody else is doing all this other stuff? Yeah, I'm grateful that the problems I have today, that the conversations that I've been able to set around the tables and have in the last month, that I'm like, the beginning of this buying a house, I'm like, who the hell do I think I am? I'm sitting at a conversation, having conversations with a realtor, and I'm like, who am I? Who do I think I am? Am I bullshitting? Am I playing a game? Am I playing a game here? Like, what the hell? Because it's just me alone doing this. Like who the hell do I think I am? Like, you know what I mean? I don't know. It's
because it's so foreign, or
because it's foreign and it's terrifying, and it's like,
Not as hard as you think it is before you start doing it, though, huh?
Right.
It's not.
It's not. But I'm grateful for where my life is today. I'm grateful to be able to have the conversations I had, to have the problems I have today that I never thought were going to be. I can remember laying in my bed in the end of last year or so of my youth when everything was out of freaking control in my life. And I remember my credit was going to shit. And I had creditors calling me and this and that. And I was like, I don't fucking care. I'm never going to need it again. Never going to be sober. Never going to have a life. Don't care. Just don't care. And it's not the case today.
Amen.
And it's all because of recovery.
That's dope.
all because of recovery.
All because of recovery.
Dustin, I was gonna bring up some stuff about you that you share about, but I'm not gonna. I want you on show. You're gonna come back on. You can see, like, we're able now to have a full show like we did before. It's easier to get into some better conversations when I'm not trying to flip through guests, which we're gonna probably switch back to this format. It's better that way. I think audience can stick and stay and get interactive with questions and what have you. And I'm going to start scheduling guests again. So basically, this question goes for all three of you. Can I schedule you guys for a future show?
Yes.
Most definitely.
Sure.
Jason,
That was a little bit of reluctance over there on his part,
Jason,
but that's
tell me
it.
about your gratitude. I
that's,
want you to talk to us about gratitude.
So I put a post on Facebook the February 7th. And it was to the friends, the 5 or 6 people that made this year possible for me. There was others, but this core group of people, especially the first few months. And I am grateful for people giving me another chance so many times. Because that, if I didn't have it, I would have got stuck in myself and in the past and taken off. That's the truth of it. But people came, they came back and lent me a hand, and it gave me hope, and it carried me through this year to where I am today.
So share about that one piece, like this new step you took in life that you've never done before.
I live alone, completely alone. I just lived in a place where I had my own apartment, but it was still in a building and next to another building full of people in recovery, and still a program, in essence. I was a participant.
Right.
So I felt like I was in my bedroom, even though it was my own place. I live alone completely now in a building with strangers, in a nice apartment that I love being at during the day. I don't really like being there so much at nighttime.
But why? Have you figured out why? Like, it just...
I don't like, I don't know. I mean, to pinpoint it,
Yeah.
I'm a restless person to begin with. And so I'm a seasonal construction worker, not working right now. And so I don't have some set schedule. I force myself to wake up in the morning and not sleep until noon. But what time I go to bed, there's no plan there. It's whenever it happens. And so it's gotten better, especially this last week, a lot better. But this is strange, man. I live by myself. I have 4 kids.
You know what?
And I'll be 40. And I live by myself.
He's still amazed by it himself. You can hear it, right? You can tell, right?
I've been responsible for making home happen since I was 18 or 19 years old. I left home when I was 16, and I haven't been back in a parent or a family member's house since I was 16. But there was always somebody, or somebody's, or,
Right.
the significant other and the kids. Yeah, this is it's a trip.
I feel you. That's where I've been in the last few years too, with pretty much exactly what you just described. It's
I've
a
never
trip.
had that.
I
I've
know-
never had that. I've always been taking care of somebody and their kids.
And that's where I'm at too. It's like, what do I do? I mean, I take care of myself. And my teenagers. I take care of everybody, but like on a daily,
Insanity. There's this workout video I did before. It was
I have
great.
2 gym memberships.
There's nothing
They're
better
getting their
than the
money out
video
of me.
Insanity. I'm
I'm
trying
not
to
really
tell
getting
you
my
guys
money out
right
of them.
now.
You know what? It's something new.
It's something new, man. And, I probably would have found a way to make it not be okay in the past.
Yeah.
Like, it's not okay for me to be out here by myself, just
A
taking care of
self-sabotage
myself
thing,
every day.
kind of?
Yeah.
Like-
And I'm finally in a place, the kids, are fine with me as much as they can be. The older ones they still kind of just yeah, we'll see. You know what I mean? They talk to
Waiting for
me,
the other shoe to
they
drop.
take things, but we've been doing, so we'll see, dude.
Say, we've seen you before.
The 9-year-old, he's, just kind of doesn't always know exactly why or what is happening. You know what I mean? But he's pretty hip to it too. But I guess it kind of happened at the right time to where I don't feel bad about taking care of myself right now and things being, you know what I mean? I would have found a way in the past, this isn't okay. I always wondered how can I be out here and be happy, and sober, but my kids aren't here and stuff. I never knew what that would look like how, and I have to think about it every day. You know what I mean? It's not just every day, all day. I'm just okay. Because I feel guilt,
Yeah.
I get that. I appreciate you guys. I want you guys back on. We'd had Lauren on, but she might be acting scared. Anyone out there under the sound of my voice listening, if you're struggling, please reach out. You've heard us talk about a lot of growth. You've heard us talk about struggles, things that have happened. 2520 North 2nd Street. Every day of the week, this place has multiple meetings. You've heard us talk about the Recovery Network, 2218's Alano Club over off 2218 First Avenue South, New Hope Alano. We've talked about Eagle Brook Churches. We've talked about Serenity Village Church. We've talked about a lot of stuff over St. Paul Midway. Go get some recovery. You're in
Dodgeball on Tuesday nights.
Dodgeball on Tuesday
Columbia
nights.
Heights.
Columbia Heights.
St. Matthew's Lutheran Church.
Yes. What time is that at the meeting?
7 o'clock meeting, dodgeball to follow.
That's fellowship.
Where?
I didn't know what fellowship meant at first. Here, I didn't know. I just thought that I didn't know.
Dodgeball is fellowship?
Dodgeball. Yeah,
Dodgeball.
fellowship just means hanging out,
It's all the
hooking up,
recovery people.
doing shit.
There's an NA meeting that happens.
Okay.
And then after the NA meeting, because it's at the church is a big church, and then there's a gym, and then we go in there and play dodgeball.
And what? 100, lot of people.
Oh,
I've never been to that
Where is this at?
100
right by you.
It's,
Less than 10 minutes.
Columbia
from you.
Heights.
Columbia
It's in
Heights.
between.
I'm on 57 in Colfax, so what is it like
You're
off of?
that's 40 blocks, 35 blocks
This
away.
is 40th and University, kind of by Sarna, the restaurant.
okay, yeah, yeah.
It's in
Just south of
between
you.
Central and
Yes.
47.
Okay.
Bro,
right
I
off
gave
of
you.
40.
We're connected now, and I'll send you some. Just read my message later, and I'll
Okay.
get you that.
Somebody
info.
will share the Clean and Serene. There's a flyer.
It's
all
a
over
matter of fact,
Facebook.
find them on Facebook,
Yeah.
and this podcast will be on there too. But
Yeah.
Clean and Serene, yes.
Clean and serene.
We
Clean and
talk about
Serene.
tons of recovery on this show, and I urge you all to post whatever you want about wherever you find your recovery. We do this podcast every Friday night. Like I said, format's going to be changing up where we're going to have guests. So anyone listening, anyone who wants to be on, just reach out and let me know. You see my number scrolling across the bottom. Earlier, some stuff was brought up about some self-harm stuff. So if you're feeling about any type of that type of stuff, suicidal thoughts, anything about that, man, just please reach out. There's a hotline I have on the bottom. It's a three number, like 988 or something. But just reach out. Come down here, find some recovery, find some happiness. You deserve recovery. There's no reason you can't have what we're all talking about. It's out here for the taking. Yes, I'm sorry, I don't have that on here. It's 988. You just call 988 if you're having any, and that's 24 hours a day. Otherwise, call Intergroup. They got some information about meetings all across the metro. But as always, come on down to We'll Work for Recovery. Check out what we got going on. Anything else you guys want to add before we wrap up here? You three, Jason, Mike, Jan.
So just get people numbers and just be friends. Like that's weird.
Hey, bro.
We're not ending the show yet. We're going to talk about that for a minute.
The more you come up here,
Okay.
the more I am speaking from a couple of months
Without
of-
anything
of
to sell.
experience.
Yeah.
You know,
Without anything to sell.
You'll become. Okay, I can't tell. I don't know what you'll do. I became more comfortable
Yes.
being up here. There were some people I'd already knew here. Not a lot though, truthfully. Two and three, and two of them are hardly ever here.
Oh, I ran into one of my old dope
One
men
is
up
here all
here.
the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
but you know, so I really started coming to the men's meeting consistently.
Wednesdays
You know,
at 5 o'clock.
Wednesdays at 5 o'clock, and you know, like that's where I figure out like what I'm doing.
I got you.
You know, with things, man. Like that's the move and the this and the that. Like I break it down in there.
Like it's weird just trying to get people's number without something, but it's getting recovery.
I mean, but now the next
That's what
time
it is. It's
I
like
see you, I'm gonna say something to you
Right.
because we just sat here like this, and I'm
Okay.
not gonna feel weird about coming up and saying something.
I'm not
to
gonna
you.
feel weird now.
And
Like
so,
this is
and then it'll go from there. And there's this weird little dude that follows me around named Dustin.
Weird little dude.
The most friendliest, outgoing person, you know, you'll come across. That he'll walk you around the room and introduce you to everybody.
Every
you
single
know?
person, whether he knows them or not.
And
Yep.
you know, has no.
the Yo-Yo Man is my roommate.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
So you know, I mean, so,
Put
so
it this way.
it is daunting, though, bro. I get it. It's weird.
Right.
It's daunting. You feel uncomfortable. You don't know.
I've been in the
I don't
streets
know,
my whole
man.
life, so it's
had
like
to- I just can't.
But now
do
put it
that
this
no
way:
more.
in the streets, like when you needed dope or you were trying to hit some, did you think twice to call them 4, 5, 7, 8, 9 times in a row to get the money they owed or to get the dope you needed? Did you think twice? Did you care what time it was? You know what I'm
no,
saying?
No.
Why would we be any fearful at all? I know it's different though. I know what you're saying.
Yes.
It seems weird, but who cares? Go up to a stranger. Hey, what's up? I'm Mike. Da-da-da. I know it doesn't. It's not familiar. That's the
Yeah.
fear part. It's not familiar. It's not.
And you know, I mean, if I look at it in that light, you can put me anywhere, and within a month, I'm gonna have $1,000 in my pocket. I'm
Right.
gonna have a quarter pound of drugs. I'm gonna have a car. I'm
Exactly.
gonna have a phone. And
So
I
the
don't
quarter
care.
pound here is recovery.
I don't care where you put me. I will know nobody and have nothing. And give me maybe
Yeah,
not even that
that's-
much.
that
I
was-
know it. I've done it. I've been
Yeah.
on the park bench a day out of prison, and you know what I mean. And in a month, like buying cars on marketplace. You know,
Yeah.
because I just like I can't come in here and figure this out.
That's the perspective.
It is.
It's
Until
not
you-
hard,
not
but
as
it's
hard.
hard.
It's
It is
not
hard.
as
Until
Until
hard
you got
as
to that point, though.
Selling
if you
drugs.
get if
Like,
you
it
get
didn't
your
happen.
head out of the
No.
way.
It's,
Right. Get myself out of the way.
Take your head part out of the way, and just every time you feel like you really don't want to go to the meeting because you'd rather poke your own eyes out than go to the meeting, that means you really need to go to the meeting.
That's when you got it.
That means you
I always
really
wanna
got to
come to the
go.
meeting because I have to get out of my
Well, you'll
way.
get there. Don't worry, you'll get there. You'll get to the point where you're like, I don't want to go to that meeting tonight. That's when you really got to go to the meeting, and you just come in here. There are many times that when I first started coming to these meetings, especially at Wellwork, I was like literally, if I could have sunk into the couch, I would have. I mean, I was on the edge. I mean, if I could have fit into the crack of the couch and nobody would have seen me, I would have been perfectly cool with it.
So replace the dope with the recovery.
Yeah.
I mean, and everyone's different. I'm Dustin. I know he's like an outgoing dude. He'll walk up to everyone on day one of I don't know for a fact, but and I'm like that. I don't care who I go to. I'll go talk
I
to
love you,
anyone.
Dustin.
But I also we're all different that way.
So I
You
just
met us
bought
less
2
than-
grams of recovery
you
today.
got 3 grams of recovery.
3
sitting
grams
here.
of recovery today.
I mean,
Okay.
I mean, after the show, man, hey, look, go up to Jason, ask him for his number. Practice. You
Okay.
chopped it up with us. It's no, I don't know. To me, I can't.
I
don't,
fought it for a while, man. I didn't come up here for months. I wasn't
yeah.
going to any meetings. You know, I was doing at the house. You know what I mean? And I was checking a box. I was hearing things and all that. But like, I had to get out of like my own way with it,
Man.
and I
Jen said it,
fought
yeah.
it. Like I pushed up back against it, and now it's over the last couple of months. It's been something that I do. I have a lot of time, so this does help with that. You know what I mean? So, but like in situations where you're trying to do something, you get like.
You know, so honestly, as adults, any adult, recovery, regular normies, whatever, we don't make friends well, and most adults have zero opportunities to make friends with other adults. We're freaking blessed that we have a whole bunch of other adults that are all looking for friends too. And we're all like, you know, we all need each other, and we're all willing to say it because we all actually have been brought to the end of ourselves, and we realize that we actually do need each other, and we're not just like every other person that goes into a regular workplace on a daily and says hi to 3 or 4 coworkers and barely gets the hi part out, and then goes home and eats a TV dinner by themselves every night. Wishes they could find another person to talk to. We're blessed with this opportunity.
100%.
Because we're all pretty much 16 in spirit.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's what I've come to
No,
find.
they teach you that.
in
Yes.
recovery
Yep.
and around drug addicts and alcoholics and stuff. Like whether you're 60 or you're like, we're all pretty much on the same level.
They talk about it emotionally. You stop growing when you start using, and when you
Shit, I'm 12 years old.
yeah,
No,
once
but
you put it
Son of
down,
a
is
bitch.
I was
It's not
9.
necessarily.
I'm like, I'm
not
9.
necessarily in the negative aspect.
Right,
of it,
I'm
but
9.
the young at heart aspect
Yeah.
of
Right,
it. You know
right,
what I
right.
mean? And the connection stuff.
Like-
and, you know, I mean, it's.
bro. We didn't sit out there and make friends. We made assets for our use and for making money. Not this shit's more pure. Like
Yeah.
it's supposed. Well, people are in here on some funny shit. Just don't forget, we're all human, and there are people not here for the right reasons.
Oh,
that
100%.
happens.
100%. I've made a lot of connections in recovery, and I have lost a lot of connections
to
in
that
recovery.
dope. To
Like,
the
what can you be looking out for in recovery? It's not like the streets. It's like,
man, come.
It's not. It's a little different. You know
it
what I
is.
mean?
Yeah.
like
Well, here's the suggestions you got. The men's meeting.
Yeah.
men's
Like,
meeting Wednesday at
meeting.
5.
Wednesday, I text.
cool.
That
yes.
that's a solid
I mean,
suggestion.
we talk
to
about
stick
like
into the-
life stuff. You know what I mean? Credit, work,
Okay.
home. Like, you know, what's next? What are you? You know what I mean? We.
Like I in my using days, I made a LLC. It was like on music and clothing and stuff, but it was only just to do something else. I got
It's
tired
not on-
of.
Yeah. Not so much on the basic level either.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's some guys in there that are really far in life.
Yeah. Yes. And not really far. Like not like they got 30 years of recovery.
No, but like success.
Yes.
You know,
That's
I guess
one thing I need too, but
outward success.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm a man. That's what I'm chasing.
I've never had a job.
I won't
Right.
act like I'm not. You know what I mean? I like success. I need more.
And bro,
Yeah.
listen,
But it comes
people
one
come
step
in
at
there,
a time.
yes, and people, it ain't gonna happen overnight. It just doesn't. The sooner you accept, like, all right, I'm gonna have to grind. Look. Wade talks. It's what it is. You got to start somewhere. And Wade will come in here and tell you he got out of prison. He had all these felonies, all that. He went to a job that was paying $20 an hour and asked for them to give him a chance, and they started him at $12, and he did it for 6 months, straight 6 months.
Jesus Christ.
And then went back in and said, "Look, I've been proving myself." They bumped him, but look, that's and then, hey,
So-
within 16 months later, he owned his own home. His credit was cleared up. Had a motor. That's in 2 years, bro. Look how long you were.
Yeah, he's done a lot.
Yes, it happens, and
Yeah.
that.
That's
I was about to say,
So
that's a lot in 2
I
years.
started
That's
off when
my-
I got into recovery. I was doing Instacart delivery and Grubhub.
Oh.
That was my job. That was it. Like, and I am huh?
Is that you beautician?
No, I'm a massage therapist.
Massage.
I wasn't doing that at the time. I hadn't worked as a massage therapist for years because I was screwed up and you know, I couldn't function. I'm taking care of myself. But I mean, I was delivering people's freaking hot wings for, you know, with Grubhub and whatever else for a long time. And I'm about to close on a house.
You
No,
eat a slice
4
of humble
years.
pie and
You
start
do.
your life.
You do. You
And it's
you
not
do.
always that bad. I can't speak to that. I've been very fortunate with work.
Bullshit. You grinded.
I've
You-
been
what do you mean?
fortunate. Things fell into place with work, though.
keep
You know what I
saying
mean?
they fell
Yes,
into
I
place.
do
Ah,
work
you-
60 hours a
yes,
week.
there
I
you
did
go.
go and I did, you know,
You
but
put in the effort.
you know, absolutely.
Yeah,
and
I
it's not
did talk
just-
to one of my friends this morning from my past, and he's been one of the cool guys that's always been. And he worked.
Gracie gave me a funny look.
He just smokes weed,
Oh,
There you go. Anytime
but
you have to
he
say
offered.
just,
But he offered me a job at Pepsi.
I
But
don't
I don't
know.
know if I don't know.
put it this way, you bring that to the.
come
I
to,
would.
come to
It
the
is.
men's meeting
Yes,
this Wednesday.
yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Definitely.
Okay.
Even if it's the only time you come,
Yep.
you know? No, it's not even about that. It's just like,
You know what? Yeah.
no, I know. We figure that type of stuff out. in there.
100%.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like the
one
ABCs
step,
of like
one step at a time.
how to start.
A gram of recovery at a time.
But like,
They gonna start you from baby. And they
I would say it's more about how to start your life in recovery. Yes, it's about recovery, but it's, I mean, we
Start
need
your
to
life.
eat. We
Yeah.
need to put clothes on ourselves. We have to have somewhere to live. You know what I mean? And I feel in our men's meeting, that's what we do there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's
Yeah.
dope.
And is it coming from a perspective of I'm not on bullshit, I'm not, you know, like where that's where the recovery part of it really comes in, is like where am I coming from with this, and how does it make sense, and all, because that's my recovery, man.
And
You know what I mean? Like, how do I not go back to a cell,
Right.
give my kids everything they need, give myself everything I need and want,
Right.
you know?
I'm not gonna lie. Real camaraderie is what thrives me.
And you'll get that.
You know?
Like
That shit's a two-way street. It is. The men's meeting, connections with other men in here. Listen, we just talked about, I use Wade as an example, but bro, that was over 2 years' time. In a year, look where he's at from out of prison. It happens. You just got to start. It's what you're doing. You start with this,
yeah.
and listen and just keep moving forward. She brought it up. Once you were the problem.
Yeah.
You were, not your ex-wife, not the system. And it hurts to hear someone put their finger in my face and say, Tim, you were the one fucking up.
Yeah.
No one did this to you. You did this to you. Once I accepted that, I was able to move forward. 'Cause that only happens for a minute, and then you start moving forward. That's it. One foot in front of the other.
You start moving forward, and then life happens again, and then you have to realize that, I mean, like it's not peaches and cream out
Nope.
here, and but it's one small step at a time. If you try to take 14, if you try to go from here to 14 steps ahead, because you're like, I can do this. Yeah, I don't need to do those
6
other
years
ones.
in, I still want it to happen right now. I still want that shit.
well,
I want it now.
Right.
that
But
doesn't
then
happen
you
all
realize
the
that you took those big, huge steps, and then but the reality is that in this game of life, because it was not just recovery, it's life. That at some point you're going to probably have to step back here and retake those steps that you jumped ahead of. So just let the process go. Just let it be. It's not about gaining the mansion in a year.
And here's a big thing I did was I get my head out of the future. Just get my head out of, I gotta have a house and I want to have a better whip, or I want this and that. Fuck it. I just don't want to use today. And what can I get done by the end of today?
Father God, just give me whatever you have.
Father God, just give me whatever you have coming.
All right, let's close it up.
There we
Yeah.
go.
This girl's got to go to work in the morning. So
Oh, now we're all ready to stop.
yeah.
If you're out there struggling, just please reach out. You're worth this life of recovery. You're worth some happiness. Come
Amen.
get this stuff. It's free. We're dealing free recovery out here, and we'll work for recovery. 2520 North 2nd Street every day of the week. Come get on the podcast. If you have ideas for it, reach out to me. Come up, see Paul, Carolyn. Come see Jason. Come see your new friend Mike. Come see Jen. We all up here getting recovery. Come get yours.